Now on Good Morning Nashville, we've learned overnight the Garth Brooks concert is officially postponed indefinitely. We have the very latest on why officials say it just was not possible. Plus, we're seeing damage from the same storm that forced the concert to cancel. We'll hear from a Nashville man coming up this morning.
You're watching Good Morning Nashville on News 2.
Well, a good Sunday morning to you. I'm Valencia Wicker. Of course, thanks for spending your Sunday morning with us. We have been talking about weather since last night, right?
Yep.
We expected it to kind of slow down, but it's like super gray and misty out.
It is, but the good news is radar is not nearly as active as it was, and we're drying out today.
Yeah.
So it's going to change. It's going to get better throughout the day.
Okay, all right. I'm trusting you on that one.
Oh, yesterday was just a lot.
Oh, it was bad.
Yeah, I'll show you guys more in terms of storm reports in just a few minutes. Let's get a look at what's going on right now. It is cloudy and gray and overcast in Mount Juliet. That's our Two Rivers Ford camera. Looking at 40, we got a few spotty showers out there. Notice most of the action south of 40 and the southern edge of Wayne County all the way over into Franklin County. But this is moving out. We're improving. You'll still see a couple of showers here and there, maybe a thunderstorm or two south of 40, but we're looking a lot better. We'll see mid-80s this afternoon, even a few peaks of sunshine later today. Clear this evening, partly cloudy overnight, and temperatures will get a little cooler. Now, we've got cooler air building in. We also have drier air building in. We had really high dew points the last few days, so this is a nice change, seeing pleasant conditions. Mid-50s for your dew points. That's comfortable for August standards. Wednesday, humidity starts to edge back up, and by Thursday, back to our typical heat and humidity. We'll talk more about the coming week in just a little while.
Well, new information. The much anticipated Garth Brooks concert that drew thousands to Nissan Stadium last night will not be rescheduled for this weekend. Stadium officials originally postponed the concert last night due to severe weather, with hopes of possibly holding the event tonight instead. But Maya Owens explains why organizers say that just was not possible, right? It had to do with short notice, huh?
That's exactly right, Valencia. Organizers say the decision to not hold the concert last night was a difficult one, but it was made with safety in mind. Now, in a statement from stadium officials, they say, quote, after collaborating with our vendors and local officials, we have made the difficult decision to postpone the Garth Brooks stadium tour at Nissan Stadium. Unfortunately, we were unable to secure adequate safety personnel and provide our standard of fan experience in order to move forward with the concert on Sunday evening, end quote. Now, we want to show you this video to give you an idea of the weather at that time. Allison Bayard recorded this while waiting in traffic ahead of the concert. As you can see, lightning was striking in that area, causing those unsafe conditions. Now, several Garth Brooks fans were sending us video showing us the situation from inside of the stadium after they were told to take cover. In this video from Mark Dancer and Christian Capozzi, you can see people waiting out the storm inside on the club level. And a News 2 producer who had ground level tickets sent this in. She says people were taking cover in the concourse area before officials made that decision to postpone the concert altogether. However, not everyone could fit there. She tells us many fans were getting soaked. Now, the statement from the Nissan Stadium also says ticket holders will be notified of the new date and times in the future. Existing tickets and parking passes will be honored for the rescheduled date. Valencia.
All right, thanks, Maya. Well, you can look for updates about the rescheduled date on air and online at WKRN.com. Well, we are now following a breaking news alert. Nashville Electric Service is still working to restore power in the area this morning after that severe weather. Alex Corradetti is tracking this at the WKRN Alert Desk. Good morning.
Good morning, Valencia. We are continuing to track this, but NES officially released a statement this morning saying crews still working hard to restore power this morning to about 1,600 customers who remain. Now, that number much lower than reported earlier. Around 5 a.m. today on Good Morning Nashville, we told you that number was around 3,500. NES says that heavy rain and lightning affected the entire service area, causing scattered power outages to thousands of people here. Now, additional crews were called in to assist. They encourage everybody to stay away from those downed power lines. That's dangerous. Once again, about 1,600 without power right now. We will continue to track this both on the air and online. So head to WKRN.com. We've got the latest information there 24/7. Back to you, Valencia.
Well, here's a look at some of the damage in the area. A woman living on Arrowwood Drive in Nashville called us this morning, letting us know she couldn't get out of her driveway because of this massive tree. The homeowner told us she is 83 years old and was simply shocked to see the damage. The tree took out several power lines and landed on her parked car. We spoke with her neighbor, who says he hasn't seen this kind of damage since storms blew through Middle Tennessee earlier this year.
And I said, hey, y'all need to come out here and see this. And it was beautiful. I mean, just lots of lightning, lots of thunder. It sounded just like fireworks, you know. A big tree across her driveway on her vehicle, power lines down, and just a big mess, really.
NES has been notified and they have checked in on the homeowner. They also say they have called the Office of Emergency Management on their behalf to make sure a crew removes that tree from her driveway. Well, new this morning, a home in White House is a total loss after a fire during last night's storms. These pictures of the scene were provided by Smoky Barn News. It started last night at a home on Meadowbrook Lane. Everyone was able to get out safely. The cause is still under investigation, but White House Fire Chief, he says they are investigating the possibility that lightning could have sparked that fire. Well, now to a crime tracker alert. Metro Police arrest a 16-year-old in connection to 2 violent gun crimes. According to police, Raphael Gooch held 2 women at gunpoint and demanded the keys to this gray Toyota Camry. That happened back on July 23rd at an apartment complex on Whispering Oaks Place. The very next day, police say he shot into a red Lexus near Bronte and Lytton Avenues in East Nashville, injuring the driver. The driver of the Lexus is still recovering. Gooch is now facing charges in juvenile court. Well, this past week marked 3 years since Daniel Hambrick was shot by former Metro police officer Andrew Delkey. On Saturday, family and friends gathered just steps away from where he was killed to remember their loved one. Although 3 years has passed for Daniel Hambrick's mother, friends, and pastor, time hasn't healed. Community members hope yesterday's gathering will remind Hambrick's family, that they haven't forgotten and continue to call for change.
Hambrick's case was crying for a black community, not just for this family, but a black community who wanted and watched to see if we would get justice.
Delkey was sentenced to 3 years in jail for the murder. Metro Police Chief John Drake has pledged to continue precision policing and de-escalation. Well, a man charged with killing a Dickson County sergeant will go on trial tomorrow. Stephen Wiggins is facing the death penalty. He has been identified as the driver who shot and killed Sergeant Daniel Baker during a 2018 traffic stop. A jury was selected in that case last week. The jurors are from Knox County, but they will go to Dickson County for the trial. And happening today, Dickson County Sheriff Tim Eads will lead a support rally for the family of Sergeant Baker. That starts around 5:30 tonight, just outside the courthouse in Charlotte. Well, 2 Vanderbilt dorms come crashing down Saturday morning during a planned demolition. Take a look at this. Wow, what a sight to see there. The Carmichael Towers were imploded along West End Avenue yesterday. At one point, there were 4 identical dorms at that very location. The first 2 were demolished back in 2019. A small crowd gathered Saturday morning to see the final buildings go down.
The actual demolition was really cool. It collapsed on itself and very little dust and everything else afterwards.
The demolitions make way for a new residential college that will go in its place. And new this morning, the Tennessee Valley Authority also imploded an old coal-fired power plant this weekend. This happened in New Johnsonville on Saturday. The plant was built in the 1940s and was taken offline on New Year's Eve in 2017. TVA says it hopes to use the site for future clean energy projects. Well, when we come back, we'll have an update from Tokyo as American athletes continue to push for the gold, Mary.
Oh, all right, well, we are seeing improvement when it comes to radar. Looking drier, and this trend continues. We'll take a closer look with Future Tracker in just a minute.